YouTube, today we're going to be trying out Bingjie's top ladder Kyurem-White team featuring Scizor and Ditto. If you would like to try out this team, use the rental code right here, and you can go check out Bingjie's Twitter in the description down below. But while you're down there, if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help out the channel, and you can go check me out on my other social medias as well. But I'm really interested to see how Kyurem does. I think it's a fantastic Pokemon. Although Xerneas and Zacian are pretty much everywhere, the fact is Scarf Kyurem hits really hard against a lot of common Pokemon right now. Tornadus, Kyogre, hits all those bulky water types like Urshifu. Well, it's not bulky water, but you know what I mean. Feeny, Suicune. Like, Freeze Dry is just such a good move. It has so much good coverage against a lot of common stuff. Rillaboom as well. It's just fantastic. And Scizor is pretty interesting as well. Hopefully we get to use it in today's episode, but let's see how it goes. All right, it looks like we have the Players Cup Invitational team. All right, the Kyogre, the Torn Ogre with Weavile and Serena. And Scizor would be really good if Bullet Punch would just be so good in this matchup. Kyurem's really good against this team. It just has to deal with the Urshifu, which is looking really scary right now. But otherwise, Kyurem Freeze Dry hits really hard against their team. They don't have a switch in other than Weavile. Weavile is good Spadef, but should be okay. Let's see. I kind of want to lead Kyurem plus Amoonguss, I think, is pretty good in the long term. They might lead Weavile plus the Torn, but I think that's fine because I have Scizor and a Instant as a switch. Amoonguss pretty much covers every lead that isn't Torn plus the Weavile. So if they lead like Kyogre, I can go for a Grass Knot or Spore. And if they lead Urshifu, I do want to lead Amoonguss because I do want to Rage Powder potential Surging Strike. So yeah, let's go with this combination. Elandris ain't too good for me, and Ditto, it could be all right. I don't think it's amazing in my matchup as I dropped my controller. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I think overall matchup should be fine. I think Kyurem does so well in this matchup. Scizor can U-turn a lot in this matchup too. It is going to be the Torn Urshifu lead, which is excellent for me because I do have a pretty threatening Amoonguss plus the Kyurem lead, and I get a pretty free Freeze Dry off into the Torn slot, and I can Rage Powder immediately. So yeah, we'll go for the Freeze Dry right here into the Torn slot, and I could also go Instant if I really want to dodge the Hurricane right here. Is that worth it? We should live one Hurricane. So I think I'm just going to Rage Powder Freeze Dry. I think it's a very safe play. They might Icy Wind this turn and Detect. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Because I don't think they want to let Urshifu go because Urshifu is so necessary to deal with the Kyurem on my team. So I'm going to Rage Powder here as I am going to be able to get a Freeze Dry off. Looks like they went for Attack. Icy Wind or Hurricane's probably their option. Freeze Dry almost able to knock out the Torn, but we get the Freeze. Oh, that's cold. That's cold. All right, that's awesome for me. Obviously I'm going to be able to Freeze Dry the Torn, and I'm just going to keep clicking Rage Powder. I don't have a reason to. That's unfortunate for my opponent. You have to probably go for the Hurricane anyway or Icy Wind. It wouldn't have KO'd my Amoonguss because the Torn is decently bulky, and Amoonguss is just naturally able to survive Hurricane anyway. I'll just Rage Powder here. It's very safe. Forces the Urshifu to activate my Rocky Helmet, which is really nice because then because this Urshifu is Focus Sash, if it's the same as the original team, I'm going to be able to get big Freeze Dry off and knock out the Urshifu the next turn. And it's like this Amoonguss basically walls this Urshifu. It can't do anything to the Amoonguss. So close combat's really nice. Again, we get to bring it down to we get to break its Focus Sash, which is really nice. And Freeze Dry, again, just so good against this team. There's nothing that my opponent has as an option right here. So this is looking pretty. This just looks like a clean at this point. We're going to see the Rillaboom come in, which is fine. I think this is the perfect time to go Scizor and click Spore or even Grass Knot if I want to. I'm going to click Spore. They probably have to fake out the Kyurem because, you know, it's Kyurem. It's going to hurt a lot. Just go safe Scizor, I think, and click Spore. And then I can U-turn Grass Knot the Urshifu the following turn. I just don't know if Grass Knot actually knocks out Urshifu, so if it's worth it. My opponent can't get a double knockout into the or double up the Amoonguss and knock it out. So yeah, this game just looks like a wrap right here. No speed control is really bad for my opponent. My opponent just like doesn't have an answer to this. Just doesn't have an answer to the Amoonguss. I wonder if last month's Weavile, because I could see them foregoing Kyogre because I'm not sure how good Kyogre would be in the matchup. But we bring out the Scizor. This is going to be Fake Out coming out into, yep, it is going to be in that slot. I guess I could have Freeze Dry Rage Powder too. It actually accomplished the same thing. Yeah, Freeze Dry Rage Powder actually accomplished the same thing. Because the Urshifu wouldn't be able to move anyway. They do looks like they read a switch, which is fine. I realistically actually had no reason not to Freeze Dry and Rage Powder actually, because it covered every single play, I think. The only play that didn't probably cover is like a knockoff coming out from the Rillaboom, and I do kind of want to keep my Scarf around. It's useful for the Ogre, but yeah, this is looking like a pretty big wrap right here. I think I get to go for a U-turn into the Rillaboom slot, and yeah, we go for a U-turn. It's been boosted. I don't know if knockoff actually knocks at the Scizor at this range, and we'll go for a Grass Knot into the Urshifu slot. If they switch out U-turn pivot, it's fine. I think we still have again our Choice Scarf Kyurem-White with Freeze Dry to do so much damage. We're gonna see the Urshifu still asleep. It's at -1 defense. We're gonna see the Scizor U-turn, which is fine. Scizor's gonna do some big damage actually to the Kyogre, I think. And if it's Weavile, just eliminate the Weavile. That's a good spot. That's a good spot right here. So we are gonna see the Kyogre come out. This is gonna do so much damage. I could have doubled up the Rillaboom to slot 2. That actually might have been the smarter play. I mean, either way, I just felt like there was no play that was like, that hurt me. I feel like U-turn's fine here. I get the damage in the Kyogre to where Water Spout is not a move that's going to be probably used in the rest of the game. I get to go Kyurem, and then I get to click Freeze Dry. Grass Knot into Urshifu might knock it out, and even if I like doubled up the Kyogre, it didn't really matter. Actually might have put myself in a worse position because Rillaboom got in for free and then Fake Out, and then Urshifu could wake up. But either way, get a Grass Knot off, and yep, Urshifu does go down. So Urshifu down right here, and this should be game. I don't see how they come back in this. A Scarf Kyurem again is going to sweep this team, and I don't even need it to win. I think, well, it's still useful. I could probably win with just a Mungus plus a way to beat Rillaboom with like Scizor. The question is what I'm gonna sack here, as this is gonna be, I don't even know if it's gonna be a sack. I don't know what you're locking yourself into. Maybe Ice Beam at this point. I'm gonna go Incineroar right here, and I might as well just click Protect. I think it might be Ice Beam. They might be forced to click Ice Beam and not a Water type move, and just hope I don't have Incineroar in the back, because if they are Scarf Kyogre, they just don't have a safe move to click. If they go for a Water type move, so be it. I mean, it doesn't change the position, I think, because again, Kyurem's gonna come in, click Freeze Dry. There's not much you can do. So protect the Amoonguss here from potential Ice Beam. Yep, it is Ice Beam. Looks like they locked themselves into it. Perfect. And knock off into Amoonguss, so they're just hoping to get rid of the Amoonguss at this point. But yeah, even if they clicked a Water type move, they would have had to click Scald into the Kyurem slot, which Incineroar might live actually because we're Assault Vest. We can click Fake Out Grass Knot anyway, and even if Scizor doesn't live, we just get Kyurem in, right? And just click attacks at that point. So yeah, we get to go for a Fake Out Grass Knot in the Kyogre, and then we should be able to win the game with Scizor, Incineroar, plus we have a Kyurem still in the back at full. So knockoff gonna come out into the Incineroar, not really gonna change anything, and the Grass Knot gonna come out in the Kyogre. It's just a very clean sweep from here, as Kyogre does go down, and yeah, just not much they can do right here. I'll just click U-turn, and I'll Grass Knot the yeah, I'll just Grass Knot the Scizor, or not Scizor, the Rillaboom. U-turn into Scizor. But yeah, there wasn't really much they could do. I think overall this team is really nice against that team overall. As I said, Kyurem does fantastic work against those Kyogre teams, and there wasn't really any option that my opponent had that could have changed the game. I think just they had to play really smart with the Urshifu, and I think they needed Weavile, and I think they might have had to forego Kyogre. I think they had to go like Torn, I think they had to go Torn, Weavile, Urshifu, and then probably something else in the back. I'm not sure what it would have been, whether you bring Rillaboom or Serena. You might even bring Ogre still, but I think overall, just the Rocky Helmet on Amoonguss is huge. I'm really glad I led it because, again, Urshifu was still scary. If they led Weavile plus Torn, which is what I thought they would lead, I could just double back into my Pokemon, and as long as they don't pull a double on me, I should be okay for the most part. But yeah, just able to overwhelm the team Kyurem, putting on a lot of pressure. and the Moongus just able to protect the Kyurem, and then Scizor just able to like pivot out, which was really nice. And now a quick message from the sponsor of today's video. Keeper Security is one of the world's most trusted password managers used by multiple different businesses in order to protect the companies from cybersecurity threats. If you would like to try to protect yourself from cybersecurity threats and manage all your passwords, if you are someone like me who has multiple email accounts and different passwords for all of them and can't remember them, you can check out the link down below to find yourself a discount for 30% off. All right, we got Xerneas. Ooh, Ditto might be brought here. Okay. Xerneas plus Serena, Urshifu, the Entei, Whimsicott, and Incineroar. Okay. What do I want to go here if that's the case? Entei is very scary for Amoonguss because I don't know if we live a Sacred Fire or Flare Blitz. I don't think we do. Scizor is really good here. I think I'll definitely go Kyurem in this match because it does hit really hard against like quite a few Pokemon, especially if that's Water or Shifu. Plus Landorus. I kind of want Scizor in the back with Ditto because Incineroar is not bad against like two Pokemon, which is Serena and the Incineroar, but overall just doesn't help out as nearly as much in my opinion. Because I think Amoonguss, I think Spore is great, of course, but the thing is Entei is just already going to be such a problem, I feel like, because the team doesn't really deal with Entei super well. I don't think it's going to help as much. I don't know what they're going to bring. I think it's going to be a combination of Xerneas, Entei, probably Incineroar. I don't know if they bring Serena. I could definitely see Serena, but I could also see the others coming in. We're going to see the Xerneas plus Whimsicott lead. Okay, double fairy. Against my Landorus plus my Kyurem. Now, I have no idea what they're going to do here, but I am going to do what I normally do. I'm going to get as much damage into the Xerneas as possible with a Sludge Bomb, I think, and I'm going to go hard into Scizor. Now, the thing is, they could Moonblast. That's going to do a lot of damage. The Landorus is going to live, but if it's double Dazzling Gleam, I'm actually a little bit concerned, but we'll see. Because I don't really have a very safe play, and I want to get this Xerneas in range of -1 Choice Band Bullet Punch. So we do see Tailwind come out. Is this going to be Geo? I don't think it should be Geo. Well, let's see here though. Yeah, it's just Moonblast. Okay. Oh, into Scizor. That's great for me. Why did that do so much? That's Specs. There's no way it did that much to Scizor. All right. Choice Band. Cool. I mean, Choice Specs. Cool. I get the Bullet Punch Earth Power for free. And I catch a slot here, unless they Encore me, which I think is fair. There's no way that is not Choice Specs Xerneas. That Moonblast should not be doing that much to Scizor. Then again, I guess I don't know the spread on Scizor, but still, that was way too much damage. We are going to see the Whimsicott retreat into Urshifu, looks like. Yeah, that's Urshifu, Water Urshifu, and double swap. Okay, so I do get a knockout right here. This is Incineroar. Nice. They didn't bring Entei, which is actually surprising for me because I thought Entei was really good against my team. But hey, I'll take this. I get a knockout into the Incineroar. That's Fake Out gone. And that's a really nice thing for me. So Bullet Punch into these. Well, Bullet Punch right there. Earth Power going to come out. Goodbye, Incineroar. Unless it was a Assault Vest, it might have been a roll, but I am able to eliminate the Incineroar, which is really nice. That's one Pokemon really nice to have gone. All right. Scizor should live Aqua Jet. We're going to see the Whimsicott come out. Ooh, I could get my own Tailwind up, actually, if I want to. I think to place a Bullet Punch right here into the Whimsicott, and I do kind of want to go Ditto. Because I don't need to... Because if I can get my own Tailwind up, Freeze Dry sweeps this team. Oh, they're going to forfeit. Oh, Scizor too threatening. That Specs Xerneas Moonblast. Are you kidding me? I was like, okay, I'm going to set up. I'm going to expect their Incineroar and Entei in the back. I'm going to expect a few things coming out. I'm going to expect... Like, Moonblast was in my range of expectation turn 1, but Specs was not in my anticipation turn 1. I mean, I was just trying to get the damage to put in Bullet Punch range and just hope they didn't double Moonblast my Landorus because I'm not max speed Landorus on this team. Because it's modest, bulky Landorus, but I was hoping like I can maybe live double Moonblast. But with Fairy Aura, I kind of doubt it, especially since I was Spec Xerneas. But I mean, the Xerneas didn't end up being that much of a problem, and Scizor would have been great. Like Bullet Punch just threatens a lot. My game plan was to get my Whimsicott to copy their Whimsicott and then maybe Kyurem plus Whimsicott ironically would be able to win that game, but hey, we take it. All right, we got Mist. Oh, once again, this is a top 400 player rated. I think we do the same thing again like we did earlier. I think we're just showing off how strong like the combinations for this team are against what we like to see. Kyogre, Tornadus, really good stuff for Kyurem to easily, or not easily, but should be able to do really well. Let's see what they do here. As I said before in the previous time, I think that Weavile, Torn, and Urshifu should definitely be brought. And then the last one I think is debatable. Kyogre might be the Pokemon, but I could definitely see it being Serena to prevent priority, or Rillaboom Fake Out is also like okay. But I do think it should be the combination of Weavile plus Torn plus Urshifu. I think those three should be brought. But let's see how this goes. Again, if they lead what I expected, which is Weavile Torn, which I'm not sure if that's actually supposed to be the best lead there, because it doesn't really threaten Kyurem too much. Although Weavile does a lot. Triple Axle does a fantastic amount of damage. It's crazy. Let's see how this goes though. Let's see if my opponent has a different strat, or if we're going to see a repeat of what we saw earlier. Let's see. I think overall Kyurem should just be able to do a ton of work here. It's going to be, I don't know that text, Urshifu Torn. Okay, same lead. It's not going to be promising if it's going to be the same thing again, but yeah, we go for the Freeze Dry into Torn. We go for the Rage Powder. Unless they change the team to have Taunt on Torn, we should be fine. Hurricane doesn't KO Amoonguss. We are Spadef. Yeah, we're gonna Rage Powder and Freeze Dry, and we'll see. This game could definitely change if they have I guess this game could change. Let's see if they have Serena in the back. I think it has to be like Serena Weavile, or maybe Serena Ogre could also be potentially very scary. I don't think Rillaboom was really nearly as threatening, but let's see. Like if they tack the Amoonguss right here, double up, I don't think that picks up a knockout. We'll see though. I am gonna Freeze Dry the Torn and just Rage Powder. Torn doesn't have Protect. There's no safe switching for Freeze Dry other than Weavile. If Weavile comes out, I guess it's gonna be a little bit scary or concerning, but let's see. We're gonna see the Urshifu switch out. Okay, into Rillaboom. Oh, I'm actually surprised they bring Rillaboom to this match. Is this the same opponent? I don't think it is. Okay, we get some heat. We get the grassy terrain up. Doesn't change too much. Let's see if Freeze Dry can KO. I think the problem with Scarf Icy Wind is just it's super situational, and I don't think I found a situation. Sub. What kind of set is this? Sub Tornadus. Never seen that one before. All right, looks like they're gonna get a substitute for free. I don't have a way to break substitute after they click Fake Out this upcoming turn, so I'm gonna go hard into Scizor. Do I go Incin? I want to go Scizor for the big U-turn pressure, but I guess Incin's fine too. Yeah, for the Intimidate, just weaken the damage I guess from Fake Out. Maybe could bait in Kyogre if they have it, or just bait in Urshifu. But yeah, we bring in the Incineroar. This should be Fake Out substitute again. Dang, this is a weird version of it. Fake Out gonna come out into Kyurem. Substitute's gonna be set up. Not much I can do about it. I don't know what the substitute's supposed to be for. So they got rid of Rain Dance, I'm assuming. Well, they should have Tailwind. Substitute's a thing. I don't know what's gonna come out afterward. I'm Freeze Drying and U-turning. If this is Sub Protect, I don't know what this set is. Protect Hurricane? Would be kind of a cool set, but let's see. Gonna U-turn the Rillaboom and just go for a Freeze Dry here to try to break the sub. I don't need the KO on Rillaboom, or I don't need the damage on Rillaboom, I think, at all, because I have a Scizor too and a Amoonguss that's Rocky Helmet, so I don't think anything on the Rillaboom is necessary. But let's see. That's the Tornado Protect. I could Flare Blitz, but if they U-turn into Kyogre, I don't think it's necessary. Tailwind's gonna come up, which is fine. Get a Freeze Dry off into their Torn, which does put in Bullet Punch range. This should be Urshifu coming in from U-turn. Oh, they knock off my Scarf. Okay. Interesting choice. That actually works out in my favor though, because now I can bring in my Scizor, click Bullet Punch, and I can Freeze Dry the Rillaboom slot. Assault Vest miss is kind of annoying though, because I don't have, or it is kind of annoying not having my scarf, but because now I don't outspeed, unfortunately, the Urshifu anymore, so that could be a little bit scary. But overall, I should be able to play around it. So bringing the Scizor right here, I'm clicking Bullet Punch, and I think I'm clicking Icy Wind here. I don't want to click Freeze Dry. I think they just don't want me to Freeze Dry the I think I'm gonna Icy Window and Bullet Punch anyway. Yeah, because the Torn might substitute to stall out. If they don't sub, that's fine too. This could be Serena coming in, but I don't think they have Serena. It is Protect, Sub, Tailwind, Hurricane. Oh, that's a cool set. I can't lie, that's a cool set. All right. I go for Knockout to get rid of my Choice Band too. Okay. Dang, these sets are this Torn set. Icy Wind coming out into the Rillaboom does a good amount of damage actually. Okay. My Kyurem's actually faster than the Rillaboom now. Huh. Okay. So I'm gonna Icy Wind once again. I'm actually gonna U-turn, I think, because I want to get an Amoonguss to make sure I'm not vulnerable. This might be substitute again from the Torn. I think that's fine. If they go for Hurricane, that's okay. I don't think the damage could be important for Kyogre if it's Kyogre back, but as long as I have Amoonguss, I should be okay. We're gonna see the Torn retreat. Okay. Into Urshifu. That's fine. I get an Icy Wind off. I wish I got a Freeze Dry, but that's okay too. We're gonna see the double swap here. Kyogre. Okay, that's fine. I got a big Icy Wind off, which is huge. I get big U-turn damage into Kyogre. This should do probably 30%. The combination of attacks, maybe 35%. I'm able to get these things speed lowered, which is actually huge because Freeze Dry into the Urshifu is now a very safe position. So yeah, U-turn into the Kyogre. Big damage because of a critical hit. Jeez, that damage was huge. All right, let's go out into our Amoonguss right here. I could have went Incineroar too. Incineroar might not have been a bad play because I could fake out. Actually, Incineroar is probably correct. Incineroar into Amoonguss would have been great. Okay, they are able to heal. Grassy Terrain disappears. That's fine. Do I want to Icy Wind again? Because trying to switch for position, I think I should still Freeze Dry and Rage Powder. It's just such a safe play. They don't have switch-ins. They can protect, I guess, the Urshifu. They protect Urshifu. They could get in Torn, I guess. I could still play around that by going Incin. Or Scizor, because I don't need Scizor to win the game anymore. We are going to see the Urshifu retreat, which is fine to reset the speed. We're going to see the Rillaboom come in to be sacked. Okay. That also brings in the Grassy Terrain, healing the Kyogre a bit, but it also heals my other Pokemon, which is really nice as well. It should be Scarf Kyogre, so it shouldn't have Protect, but let's see. It might have Protect. Well, they did change the sets. We have seen the change in sets. Ice Beam does come out. That's fine. So this, please don't do anything dumb. Wow, that's not even a 3-shot, which is nice. Freeze Strike going to come out into, or not even a 2-shot. Freeze Strike comes out into Rillaboom. Does pick up a knockout. Critical hit doesn't matter. We saw the Icy Wind damage earlier. Freeze Strike was definitely picking up the knockout that range. And this is looking really solid right here. Because Urshifu is kind of a Pokemon that I can just ignore at this point. Like, it really doesn't accomplish anything. So this is probably Torn coming out here, I'd imagine. If they go Urshifu, I just Rage Powder Freeze Dry to Kyogre slot always. Yeah, it's always Torn. I'm just gonna Icy Wind here. I might as well. Well, no, I should Freeze Dry. I should make sure I never miss. The Torn Hurricane is probably like my lose condition, and I'm just gonna Freeze Dry the. I'm just gonna Freeze Dry because my lose condition is probably getting froze or getting Hurricane confused multiple times. Yeah, Instant is just a very safe play on Ice Beam. If it is choice locked, if it isn't choice locked, it's still fine. I don't mind the position if it isn't. Although Hurricane plus Origin Pulse would do a lot. I don't think Ice Beam Hurricane would pick up a knockout into Kyurem. Did they actually retreat to Kyogre? Oh, wow. They did double out the Kyogre. Smart play on their part, but that's fine for me. Like, I get intimidated off into the Urshifu, so it's not doing nearly as much. I have fake out pressure for the next turn. Yeah, like, this position's still fine at the end of the day. And I still have an Amoonguss if I get rid of Torn. Let's see. They substitute. Good substitute play. But I am able to freeze stride a Torn. Okay. So this is -1 attack on the Urshifu. I kind of want to... Okay, I'm thinking it's double protect here. I could be wrong, but I do think it should be double protect here. I'm going to freeze dry here. Actually, no, I have a safer play. I can go Scizor for the Kyurem slot, and I can go Amoonguss for the Incineroar slot. If it is double protect like I am expecting, I get into a position where I can bullet punch Spore the following turn, and I'll be in a completely okay spot anyway. And this doesn't risk a critical hit on my Kyurem from close combat from Urshifu, which is what I was probably scared of the most. And I still get to keep Pokemon around. Let's see. Is this Scarf? I think it's Scarf. Yeah, it looks like it's Scarf. It outspeeds the Torn, unless the Torn's, I don't know, sub bulky Torn? That should be Scarf, I think. All right, we get good damage here. Into the Urshifu from the Rocky Helmet. But that Surge Strikes actually did do a lot of damage. We're gonna see the Hurricane. All right, targeted to cure him. Oh man, I have no idea if that's Aqua Jet on the Urshifu or not. I mean, I'd imagine it's Scarf. I'd imagine it has to be Scarf. I'm gonna Bullet Punch the Torn. I'm gonna Grass Knot the Urshifu slot. Like, I think that has to be Scarf Urshifu. I don't think they should be running slow sub Torn. Because I don't know what slow sub Torn accomplishes. I'm assuming sub is just to tank the big attacks to have Torn like steady on the field. Torn protects, which is fine. Okay, as long as I get a KO here with Amoonguss, I do win. So Bullet Punch is fine. It's not Scarf? And Poison Jab's pathetic. Wait, so the Torn is just slow. This version's crazy. Okay. Urshifu goes down. Rain stops. It's just gonna reset by Kyogre. Oh wait, no, the Kyogre Scarf. Well, actually, we never confirmed it with Scarf Kyogre. Yeah, we never did confirm it with Scarf Kyogre. I guess I was just looking for the Scarf. The Urshifu set confuses me, but okay. Or the Torn set also confuses me, but okay. There's the Kyogre. I'm pretty sure Kyurem wins at this point, but I can be wrong for sure. I'm gonna Bullet Punch, and I'm actually gonna go Incin, because I think having Amoonguss healthy is actually way more important than having Incin alive. Yeah, I think Amoonguss healthy to survive a... Well, I still have no idea. It should be Scarf Kyogre. If it's Scarf Kyogre, it's just worth it to have Amoonguss healthy. I think Kyurem just wins at this point, but there's still Hurricane Confusion chance. I'm assuming Torn protects though, and Kyogre is gonna try to pick up a knockout here, maybe with the water type move. So maybe I shouldn't have, or I guess no, this could be substitute still in Ice Beam. Substitute Ice Beam makes sense to me, or substitute protect into Ice Beam. Yeah, sub. Okay. It does put in range of fake out from Incin. Sub Torn is actually pretty interesting though. I am able to eliminate these. Sub on Torn. We see a Scald into the Scizor. Okay, that's fine. I think this should be game. Now I actually think it should be game, because I can go Kyurem. I'm not going to get frozen because Ice types can get frozen. Thankfully, I should be able to click fake out into the Torn slot and then freeze dry into Kyogre. Kyogre can pick up a knockout. Maybe it needs, I think it needs a crit on my instance. I haven't taken damage yet. But yeah, unless this Kyogre has protect, and then we go into the position of, do I get Hurricanes from the Torn? But the Torn's also slow, so we don't know how slow. We do fake out the Torn and freeze dry. I guess I could have faked out Kyogre, but no, fake out the Torn always, because even if Protect would be obvious, you do not want to get Hurricane confused at this point in the game. And they didn't Protect. So Torn goes down. We are going to see a Scald come out into Instant, and that's game because Kyurem will win. And yeah, Assault Vest Instant is bulky enough just to be able to live the Scald. Freeze Dry going to come out into the Kyogre and is able to pick up the knockout. So crazy version of the team. Definitely some changes. Poison Jab or Shifu, Sub Torn, which I actually kind of like the idea of. Sub Protect Torn. That is actually a pretty interesting idea. But overall, we are able to pick up the win. And yeah, Kyurem, Scizor doing good work. Like, they did some fantastic work in today's episode. But yeah, as always, just protect the Kyurem in that position. Use Amoonguss to directly attack from Urshifu. They have to have a way to beat the Amoonguss. They can't knock it out immediately with Hurricane. And overall, just Kyurem hits so hard against their team. Freeze Dry, just super effective against all of their Pokemon. And overall, yeah. It's kind of sad we didn't see the Weavile. I think Weavile would probably work out in the matchup, but I could be wrong because Scizor and Instant are pretty threatening to it. But like, Weavile is probably the best thing they have to my Amoonguss. And like, it's a switching against Kyurem Freeze Dry, which I think is very valuable because they had 4 Freeze Dry's weaknesses. Like, I just had to click Freeze Dry. It was simple as that. And that is going to be the end of today's video. Kyurem-White destroyed, and I mean destroyed. Holy cow, like Kyurem just did a ton of work. Of course, we probably did get some of the better matches for Kyurem. Kyurem definitely has a lot of tougher matchups. Zacian would have been pretty interesting. I would have liked to fight because I think the Rocky Helmet and Amoonguss could have came in handy against those Zacian teams, and I would have loved to see how the team functions against it. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about today's episode and the team. If you would like to try it out with the rental code, let me know. Enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. It really does help me out, and you can check out my social medias down below as well. But otherwise, yeah, that's gonna be it. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.